So you managed to pull the new unit, Xuan Wu and Qing Long, the nice duo monk unit, guys. You're looking for exactly how do you maximize your damage with these characters. Look no further than this video. We're going to answer all your questions here, especially if you're a newer player. You don't know exactly how these characters work, because they are one of the only characters in the game. There's like 3 or 4 of them that work in this way as a damage dealer. When we're talking about the ways that they do their damage, not only the stat that they need, but how they do their damage and what other sort of gear you're going to be wanting to do to max out these characters here. So let's take a look at Xuan Wu and Qing Long real quick. We're going to go over exactly the kinds of damage that you'll be doing here, and it's a very interesting type of damage here, which is the magic damage that scales with your spirit, but is a physical attack. So this is all of the damage dealing skills that you care about, right? The Azure Dragon, Fatal Acupoint, Special Arts, Azure Dragon style skills, also debilitating Acupoint, Enhanced Chi, Wing Blessing, and then of course their Magnus ability here, Special Arts, Palm Strike. All of these skills, if you've looked them up in-game on the build or anything of that nature, you'll notice that right here, it says magic damage asterisk deals damage with spirit scaling to all enemy, and if you hover over the question mark, it says physical attack with magical damage, see the mechanics page. What does this mean? It means 3 things for you guys here. Number 1, it's going to be a physical attack. So what does this mean? It means that it's a physical attack, so it works with dual wield, okay, and it works with physical killers. It doesn't use magic killers at all. Even though it's doing magic damage, it's a physical attack. So you're looking for physical killers. This is a big plus because physical killers are a lot more commonplace than magical killers are in FFBE. You get more physical killers from most of the espers, almost all of them. Physical killers from Materias and different TMRs and things, you know, just laying around the game. Way more commonplace than magical killers are. The other thing that it's going to be doing here is it's going to be a magic attack. So what does that mean? It means it's going to be doing damage based off of the enemy's spirit. So it's going to compare your offensive stat to your opponent's defensive stat. Theirs is going to be their spirit, is their defensive stat. Your offensive stat here is your spirit as well, since it is a spirit scaling attack. So you want as much spirit as possible with as much physical killer as possible, and then you want your enemy's spirit to be as low as possible there. And luckily they do have a spirit break for you in a spirit buff. So they pretty much have the whole package here for you. They have their own physical killers as well. They have their spirit buffs, their spirit breaks. They have different elemental imbues and stuff like that. That also does mean, that's the 4th thing, that since it's a physical attack, even though it does magic damage, it works with different elements on your weapons, elemental imbues, all of that stuff as well. So it's a win-win-win-win-win all around. And the final win is because it's using your spirit, you are also going to be very extra tanky versus enemies who are trying to use magic damage on you, which is a huge deal in FFBE. You always want to be as tanky as possible, especially when you're a damage dealer. So let's get into some builds here for you guys. I'm going to be looking at a non-Super TMR build and a Super TMR build, and we're going to explain to you exactly what you're looking for in gear here, and we're going to showcase this stuff for you here. So the first one here is going to be a non-Super TMR build. This is going to be the Xuan Wu Qing Long 0 Super TMRs in the build here. First thing, weapon selection. Jade Bracer ×2, one of the easiest things to acquire for them because you have the 7-star version of them. You have the ability to get two of their TMRs here, the Jade Bracers. They are 125 Spirit Fist weapons, and they also come with 20% Spirit on them as well. So we're looking for raw Spirit, Spirit percent, and killers for this build here. For TMRs, you're going to be able to have 2 open slots after you cap out your Spirit percent. So you're going to be able to have 2 materials of your choice. Most of the time, they're going to be 2 different killers, right? If you're going up against a dragon, you're going to be using Odin plus Dragon Killer plus Dragon Killer. If you're going up against a beast, you're going to use a Freet plus Beast Killer, and then maybe another material with Beast Killer on it if you have access to it. But for this, we're going up against the human here. We have their spirit all the way potted out. We have a 250% spirit buff because that's something that they have access to. It's going to be up the whole fight. And we also have against a human. We have it set against humans, so we're using Diabolos here. We have Man-Eater Plus, which puts us, most importantly, already at the Man-Eater cap of 300%. We're actually over it by 25%, so you can actually use normal Man-Eater if you wanted to instead of Man-Eater Plus here. Outside of that, we have the Jade Bracers. We've ran them through Item World. Each one has 15% Spirit on it, and then after that, we don't really need any more Spirit percent on it for this particular build. We just put a bunch more HP on them afterwards. A headpiece and body piece. This is probably the easiest one for you guys to do, bare bones. You're just looking for the highest raw spirit that you have access to. If a Jaego, right, which is the highest non-Super TMR headpiece, 55 spirit. If you have that, great. If you have something lower than that, Frozen Crown's 50. There's a bunch of different headpieces that have like spirit on it. Whatever your highest one is, throw it on them. If you're a brand new player, just find whatever says high spirit, throw it on them. Same thing for the body piece. It doesn't have to be Ayaka's kimono. It's going to be whatever your highest spirit is for the Ayaka, for the body piece there. This one happens to be Ayaka's kimono. Whatever you have works for you. Now the next slot is going to be the accessory slot. In this build here is Luna Freya's necklace. And Luna Freya's necklace is by far the best TMR for them. That's because it has both raw spirit and percentage-based spirit here. So this has 52 spirit and 20% spirit. So it's got the best of both worlds. It's doing its best Hannah Montana impersonation. But anything else that you have, you're just looking for raw spirit / percent spirit. And we're going to talk about raw spirit and percent spirit. If you don't know what I mean by raw spirit because you're new to the game, raw spirit or raw anything is just where the accessory or the headpiece or the weapon says like one stat plus blank. There's no percentage next to it. So like a Yago, spirit plus 55, 55 raw spirit. Ayaka's kimono, spirit plus 68, 68 raw spirit. Now what's the importance of the raw spirit? That's the spirit on your gear, your direct increase to your stats. They also have, remember, Xuan Wu and Qing Long have true dual wield spirit, which means while they're dual wielding, they have 100% of it, you will get 100% bonus spirit from whatever your raw spirit is on each of your pieces of your gear. So with 100% true dual wield spirit, each of your jade bracers, not braid jacers, jade bracers give you an extra 125 spirit in addition to what it says on there. So that's why you want the raw spirit as high as possible on your headpiece, on your weapon piece, on your accessories, etc., etc., etc. there. And the percentage spirit is just a little bit bonus extra. You want to get that up there as well, up to 400%. As far as materials go, with this build that we're working on right now with the Lunar Freya's necklaces, etc., and their base stats and all that good stuff there, we're going to have to use 250% spirit materials, right? This doesn't have to be Tranquil Healing and Hero's Vow Light, right? Hero's Vow Light 60%, but we're at 420% out of 400, so you can drop this down to a 50%er. Super easy. There's a bunch of different 50% spirit material out there that you can use. After that, you're going to have the killer materials in there as well. So you can have the 2 spirit materials, the 2 killer materials. In this particular case, since we're going up against the human, we don't need the 2 human killers. We only need the 1, so we have an extra material just to make our character even tankier. It's where you put your elemental resistance material or your HP material, whatever it is that you have access to. You can do that as well. And our final stats here for this character, no super TMR, 17,368 HP, 965 defense, and 3,303 spirit. So super strong there. Now, how much stronger do they get with super TMRs? This is the thing that makes this character absolutely amazing. Is that most characters, they get significantly stronger with super TMRs. Usually like you're at the lowest possible damage that you can be with like just TMRs. And then once you use your super TMRs, you get so much stronger. But what makes these characters so strong for new players, players who don't have a lot of gear, etc., etc. This is how much spirit you have full super TMRs. 3,573. Literally 270 more spirit. That's it. That's all they get. They don't open up more materia slots for killers either or anything of that nature. You already have all the spirit you can get with 2 open slots for killers. If you haven't had a DPS on your team have the ability to use 2 killer slots for damage yet, this character is going to blow your mind and how much damage they're going to do. If you haven't ever tried that before, it's going to be a brand new world for you. I went over that a while ago in like the top 10 mistakes you make in FFBE. The number one was you don't put killers in your materia slots. It's huge damage increase, huge damage. So let's take a look at the super TMR build. We have Seraphia's staff, celestial bandages, Urash's hairpin, Yuna's clothes, Aerith's chokers ×2. No hold barge here, guys. Adamantine, Shield of the Chosen King, Dark Aspirations, and Heavenly Presence with Diabolos on there still. And you'll notice that we didn't really gain. That's crazy gear. That's crazy, insane gear. But we only gained 230 spirit. Or 270 spirit. What we did gain, though, was a bunch more HP. So we gained a lot more HP, so Super TMRs are going to allow you to make the character even tankier than they were before. We're going to gain significant bulk, up from 17,368 to 25,000. We'll go up a little bit in defense as well, and that's really what you're looking for making upgrades for this character, is you're not really going to be upgrading their damage that much, but you're going to be upgrading their survivability, making changes. Even without Super TMRs, you can do this too, which also makes them really cool. Is that if you want some elemental resist on them, instead of using whatever your highest spirit robe is, you can take off your highest spirit robe, go down a little bit, maybe put on rainbow robe, which is 30% all elemental resistance there. Maybe you do get lucky, right, and you get some sort of event reward in the future, or maybe you get it right now with the new fixed battle trial reward if you against Telsophonus, if you can eventually beat that. And I think it ends in March, right? You have like a 45 spirit accessory that has like 40% resistance to like 3 different elements in the game. You can use that there. Maybe you get a super teamer in the future with like Kryla or something, 20% elemental resist all around. Maybe you get your 4th Marine, you get Original Arrival, that's 50% spirit with a staff and 30% elemental resistance to everything. So you can do these cool crazy things where you change out gear with better gear in the future, and instead of like getting crazy more damage, you already have crazy damage, and then all of a sudden your character still has, you know, all of a sudden your character's got like 20,000 HP, 3,300 spirit, 80% resistance to all elements, hasn't lost any damage, but has just gotten tankier over time, which is super crazy. And like the damage that they do is still insane with no TMRs. It's absolutely banana sandwich. They're so strong because they're multipliers on top of that. As you've seen with the review, if you haven't seen the review, go ahead and check it out, which skills you should be using, the rotation, all that good stuff. Absolutely fantastic. The multipliers are great. 32 times mods, 48 times mods, 60 times mods. They have access to the different elementals in the game as well, with 100% imperils for 2 of them and imbues for 2 of them. You can also get external help. Super crazy. Self breaks, all that good stuff. Characters are fantastic. If you want to see more stuff like this, guys, go ahead, hit that subscription button, turn notification bell on so you make sure that you can get these updates when they do come out. Generally 1 a day, 6 times a week, maybe sometimes more on days if you want more information for FFBE or other Final Fantasy / RPG titles. It's a place for you to be. Thank you so much for the support, especially everyone who goes the extra mile via the Patreon or the YouTube membership program. If you want to know more about that, go ahead, hit that join button. You get access to a lot of content out there early. I know a lot of people out there who are first diving in there this week. They got to hit up some videos way earlier than everyone else did while they're sitting waiting for them to come out to the public. Thank you so much for anyone who does support the channel in any way possible, letting us continue on doing this as a career. Very awesome. Thank you so much. Cannot say thank you enough. But until then, guys, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.